The next person is that from the commodity perspective, we thought we should take a little view of how things are moving. Miss Latika Kundu uh, is the CEO and the director for Metropolitan Stock Exchange of India. She's the first woman to be in this role at the MSC. She has over 20 years of experience of leadership roles in setting up of managing global exchanges, depositories, and clearing houses. Latika ji, I welcome you to give your thoughts.
Thanks, Kamlesh. That was a very kind introduction, generous one. I thank ANMI for hosting this inaugural session on the World Investor Week. We had a very nice inaugural opening bell session at BSE this morning, and it's very good that the focus is clearly on investors. I definitely appreciate all the thoughts that have come in so far, and what catches me most is what Mr. Sundaresan mentioned about the three I's: the issuer, the intermediaries, and the investors. When I think back, I say, what is it that, what is it that really the markets are doing? They need to generally take a balance across two things. One is the market regulation, and second would be market development. While we have reached a long way from the open outcry days, and definitely our markets have developed. It was nice to hear from Mr. Chow how the global markets recently moved to T plus two, whereas we in India have moved to T plus two way back and are now looking at moving to T plus one. Now, whether or not we move to that is a second debate. But getting to the main point is really how far have we reached into our own market. We have a population of 1.4 billion people. More than 80% of them are literate, and probably a similar quantum has a mobile phone access, and can also have an easy access to the markets. But when we look at numbers in terms of the participation of these people into our capital markets, it's a far cry, because you're seeing more than half of US's population is participating in their capital markets through some means, whether directly, indirectly, in any ways. Whereas here, when we look at it, we still are at under 3%. And that too, that is the demat accounts that are open. While, as I said, that yes, it is an achievement we have made from when we were in physical stocks, we were in open outcry and moving on to, into demat zone and all. But I think we still have a long way to go. So the one I think that needs to get added is being inclusive. Having an inclusivity of making sure that our market regulations and our market development are looking at all policies and creating market structure which is inclusive, which is taking in more people, which is allowing larger participation. And that is why the education also has to be focused in that direction. I'm obviously, being a woman, I'm very happy that the theme also involves around women centric, and that also is a portion of being inclusive. So similarly, we need to definitely make inclusive, becoming inclusive and not being exclusive. I think it's quite some time that we have seen that the markets are concentrated in terms of participation. Most of the volumes come from concentrated sources, either at large institutions or large broking firms, which is good to have, but at the same time we need to do much more. So we definitely need to look at how, while we need to be safe and while we need to protect, but we don't need to overprotect. We need to let education take care of that protection role. And I think Nehal mentioned about do it yourself, which was a very good point. Where now the new millennials, whom we do see, they are the ones who are the ones increasing into participation. They are the ones who are saying, let's come in and see what this market is all about. So those tools going to them. Similarly, education going in a similar manner, being more of ease of access in terms of them understanding matters. I think India has definitely got its regulations right in terms of, seeing global markets, having worked there, having experienced what are the different regulations or market structures that go there. Definitely, we do take care a lot about our investors. Investors, I mean, just as in any markets, there's always a risk, there's always going to be a fallout. Then it's about how much is the fallout vis-a-vis what is it that we are growing. So somewhere while we need to take care of each and every investor and we want to take it to the last mile, we know that it may not be all that pragmatic, but it may be more pragmatic when we include more people in. When we say that the last mile of people, can we go wider, deeper? Can we go to beyond tier three, cities? Can we go right up to that last mile? Why they when the literacy rate is so high, when we as a country are such a huge country with so much population, why we cannot have more of them participating into the capital market space and look at education, making it simpler for people to understand not only what the market holds or what the market offers, but even the products and even what the risk holds. So yes, of course, that is the whole purpose of this week, and also of SEBI has been doing a fabulous job in terms of ensuring NISM has been spreading out a lot of good materials as well as education programs, encouraging participation, certifications, which is very good in all. I just hope that we can now onwards, whenever we make any policies and we make any market structures, we definitely look at it from the inclusivity angle of how many more people and how many more can come in and participate in this market, ensuring on both ends, on the market regulation side as well as on the market development side. I think when we keep that as a base principle, we will definitely be taking care of the market as a whole, the investors, and be able to grow this not only in a healthy way but also into a much larger market. And we probably then will be looked at not just for being early on T+2, but also for having an absolute number of such a large population that participates, thereby making it more, because you can bring in more instruments, you can diversify. 3 to 5 exchanges may not be enough. You can bring in more exchanges in and more products, so that way you actually include. So that's what I would like to actually convey. Thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to more sessions.
Thank you so much, Latika ji.